I don't hear nothing. You didn't blast off to the wrong planet. Can you hear me? Because I can't hear you.
You did me wrong, girl. I got your video playing. I'm up here trying to see about what's going on. You got this woman on the other side. It's playing somewhere. Hold on. Oh, it's in the wrong one. There you go.
We woke.
One more time for the audience. How about that? Here we go.
Yeah. One more time.
You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs.
That's my son's girlfriend that said we woke. Sounding like she scared.
What the hell do you have to lose? We're pulling up on the upside of America.
Tabisha Domunique. We woke.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Ah, you back, and I see you got some prayers in you, girl.
Is everybody woke?
I'm not.
Let me start off with Psalms number 3, so we could wake up. Lord, how are they increased that trouble me? Many are they that rise up against me. Many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God. Salam. But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory and the lifter up of my head. I cried unto the Lord with my voice, and he heard me out of his holy hill. Salam. I laid me down and slept and awake, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of 10,000 of people that have set themselves against me round about. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for thou hast smitted all my enemies upon the cheekbone. Thou hast broken the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongeth unto the Lord. Thy blessing is upon thy people. Salam. Let's wake up, people. Glory be to God. My name is Tabisha Domunique, and I thank you for tuning in to Woke. Now, if you tuned in last week, we were speaking about ourselves as being human beings and what is considered to be a human being. Now, if we look in the dictionary, the only difference between a human and any other being is the fact that they say that our characteristics are different from an animal. But how true is that? Because eating may just as well be somewhat of an animal. Now, we can all tell that some people eating, you've looked at them like, is something wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Can you eat maybe a little less like a vulture? And we have an animal attraction to one another. We use animal a lot. You know, some people don't even want to be bothered with sex unless it's in the form of an animal. You're ripping off clothes, you're breathing real hard, you know what I'm saying? You're sweating, you know, that's an animal. So we can compare ourselves to 2 dogs, you know what I'm saying? They even got the doggy style, you know what I'm saying? That animal. And then you have anger, in which case people that's angry, you cannot control them. Some people, only their mama can calm them down. You got people that's mad that only their mama can calm them down. They act like an animal. I've been a victim of the same thing, to where I've been so mad that I'm throwing things. I can snatch TVs out the wall. You don't even know your strength when you're angry. You act like an animal. So the only thing that makes you different, being that we're both mammals and considered what they call somewhat of a human, is the fact that what you talk, you communicate, because pet lovers and pet owners would beg to differ. My cat speaks, you know, but I'm crazy to talk about it. And if you own an animal, you know that they are pretty much family. Those are people. Those are kids. They have the same desires and needs as your human considered to be kids. And I come up to this question because it appears that being woke, as I have been, and I guess my journey was set up to come and share this with you, that you may not be the type of human that you believe that you are. You understand me? You see, the news, did you think that it was really there to give you an update on what's going on in the world? Okay, the real news is what you're getting from me and other podcasters and broadcasters on different levels that aren't paid. We actually pay to give you the news. That's the real news. That's the news of what you need to know. The other news was created as a form of control and power. You understand? See, the thing about the news, it rents your brain space. That's why so many channels have the same story over and over, because it's a programming. You understand? They have to program the thoughts in your mind. And for those that don't listen to the news, for the ones that's trained to see the news every day, they are the workers. You understand? So say like with the coronavirus and the news came out with the shots. So you have everybody sitting there and looking at the news, and those that were against it, you got the people sitting there like, oh, you're going to die? Again, negative thoughts, controlling thoughts in your head. You need this, you need that. Hey, did you hear about this going on in the streets? Oh, you better not go outside. We got the weather doing this and doing that. I mean, they constantly, if you don't participate in the mind training, then you got the other side workers that's going to make sure that you're a participant, because that's the only conversation they have. The news has taken away the faith, the calm, the peace that we have inside of us to give us our spirit of power to uplift one another, to guide one another through this matrix of life. The news has done it. I had to literally stop looking at the news to stop being controlled, because, and whether you realize it or not, your life will start to form around the news. And whatever you're told constantly is what you believe, such as food. Now, you wouldn't know beef unless they said that this was beef. Lately, the food has not been tasting the same. It's a lot of different chemicals and stuff going in the food. I actually had to go through 4 stores to find me a ribeye steak that tasted like ribeye steak. And I was tripping. I'm throwing away meat. Like, what the hell is going on? This meat don't taste the same. But would it be beef if somebody didn't tell me it was beef? So then after I went through the 3rd, 4th steak, I realized the taste that I'm looking for is not the same that I was raised on, that I'm accustomed to. But really, what is the food, period, from what I was told it was? Because I've been trained to a certain taste. I've been trained to a certain desire to know that this is from that. So being woke, a lot of people will die by the wayside because we refuse to implement any type of change that we're accustomed to. For example, I have a family member who got a ticket for drinking. And so he's not supposed to be drinking. And I said, well, won't you just stop drinking? Just go through your probation, stop drinking. And he raised up something that allowed me to want to share it with you guys, because it is relevant to what I'm saying, so that you can understand the change that needs to take place in being woke. You understand? He said, I'm just gonna have to get in trouble because coming home on a hot day drinking a beer is the American way. People been doing this since the beginning of time. And if I can't come home and have a beer, then it seems like I'm not even living the life that I should be living, because this is the American way. I'm trained to live like this. It seems abnormal not to have a beer. So we are trained to a certain lifestyle. We are trained to certain foods. We are trained now in certain states to have legal marijuana. So once you become trained, just like the animal that you're supposed to be so different from, being human and all, right? When you take away those things, what happens? The mind, the body, everything becomes miscombobulated. You're confused. And when you're confused, then you can be controlled and you can be mangled any way. Confusion brings doubt, it brings hurt, it brings discomfort, it brings all the negative spirits that take you away from what God has made you to be. So my wake up, people, for myself, sharing with you all so that we can be prepared for not what's to come. That's an understatement. For what is already here. You understand? This is one of the only places that I can even discuss the real, because everybody is so fixated on what they're accustomed to that they don't want to see anything different. You would say that maybe you're tired and you're seeing things that you shouldn't be seeing, or you're hungry, when you know that flashing light on that damn wall is not normal. You know that light flashing is not normal. But instead of investigating it, seeing it for what it is, you will go and say, oh, I'm tired, or maybe I'm tripping, or maybe I'm hungry and I'm seeing something that I shouldn't be seeing. All of the above. You tired, you hungry, you tripping, but that light flashing in that wall is just what it is. You got AI, you got other entities all around you, but the crazy thing is, it's nothing new. It's been here all of our lives. They've already been here. We just been so caught up on the fake news. Now, you know, everybody want to talk about Donald Trump, but fake news, yes, he was definitely right about the fake news. All right. It's only put here to set you up for failure. What are you going to do? What is the real reason why you're here? Are you here to be, you're like a robot right now. You go to work, you come home, you have a drink, you smoke a blunt, you might go to church on Sunday, you hang out with your friends and party, and you just do all that round and round in a circle until you die. Do you really think that that's the real reason for your existence? But yet and still, we human, we not animals. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like maybe we should gravitate more towards being an animal in order to get what we should be getting out of this lifetime. Now, one thing we do know, animals stick together, and which as humans, we do not. And together we stand, divided we fall. Even down to the birds. You cannot mess with one bird without all the birds coming for you. You can't. But nowadays, you can mess with one woman, and instead of her receiving help, it'd be 5 to 10 people with their camera up videotaping her getting beat up by a man. But nobody won't go help her. But they'll put it on video so that they can get a couple likes, a couple of views, so they can be the first to post up her getting beat down. When it used to be a time when we were most closer to being animals, that we said enough is enough. Don't put your hands on that woman. Enough is enough. Don't beat that man. But now everybody too dignified. They don't want to come up show. They rather post it and talk about it. They rather have an opinion instead of having a hand in it. What happened to the fact that they can't shoot us all? So you just go charge them. The bullets can only go so fast. But ain't nobody down to be that one or that two to stand in front of that bullet no more. Because what? They holding on to this pathetic life? This life of what? Of you sitting up, getting drunk, getting high, looking at the stars, listening to the fake news, while whole kingdoms are being built all around you. They got a whole world up in Mars. And you listening to this fake news. Do you really think that they not partying up in Mars right now? You had to be up there and know what type of vehicle is needed before you can build a vehicle. He didn't just build a vehicle and say, this is just the perfect type of car that we're going to use when we get to Mars. That didn't just happen. You have to be up there, walking around, kicking it, feet on the ground, for you to be like, ooh, you know what else would be nice? If we had this type of vehicle. So now they don't have just one or two. They got like 3, 4, and then you got to count the ones that we don't know about. Because we can't continue to be stupid. Now, it did come a time where we were smarter than this at one point. Now, my grandma raised me to be smarter than this. My grandma raised me to say, you never let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. You understand me? So, in remembering how our elders raised us, not letting your left hand know what your right hand is doing, if they showed you 2, 3 cars that's supposed to be for Mars, you don't think they got 5, 6 cars? Or because the news showed you the 2 or 3, that's just it. If they said they thinking about doing this, you don't think it's already been done 12 times? Oh, but the legal marijuana got you high. So you just listening to the news, tripping, waiting on the next broadcast, right? Waiting on them to keep you updated. That's right. They gonna keep you updated. You're right. My bad. I'm tripping, and I don't have a lot of money. So, why should you listen to me? I'm nothing but cheese on the cracker. Nothing but cheese on the cracker. You don't need to listen to me. But this show is so that you become woke. All right. We're still looking at how fast food leaves the cabinet and the refrigerator. You think that you were the mother of a pack of wolves, but we're not animals. The kids, what they say, them is kids, or them is boys, or just cleaning up behind the kids. Oh, them is kids. They messy like that. We human, right? This is how humans act. And that's why we have all the trash around our communities. And that's why you turn on the news and you got people getting beat up over standing in line too long for a beer. Just recently in Atlanta, unfortunately, Lord bless their soul, somebody lost their life because they put too much mayo on the sub sandwich. And my son just so happened to work at Subway. And I was very disturbed about that. So we have to look at the bigger picture. And I'm like, wow, now wait a minute. The news people say somebody didn't die because they put too much mayo on the sandwich. Now, how many people was looking at the news thinking, that's so sad? They should have asked that customer how much mayonnaise they want. They didn't have to lose their life over that meal like that. But in order to be woke, you got to look at the other side of the picture. Did they lose their life because too much meal was in the sandwich? Or did they lose their life because their meal was somewhere else in the streets? Because the news is just what it's supposed to do. Scare, control, and program you. If you're watching the news and you're not watching the people that's getting paid to tell you the news, then you don't have no news. The news is us. We are the news. The ones that pay to give you the real. The ones that keep you woke. The ones that get a check to sit there, that's a program. You see these papers? That's a program. They cannot poop unless they told to poop because they get a check for that. So if they're reading the news and it says, do not go outside because the hail is so big that it's crashing windows. And in parentheses, it says, let them know that being outside until 12 o'clock is okay because we're doing population control. And so if we can get a couple of thousand to get knocked out, that'll help the cause. Do you think they're going to say, oh, no, I don't need that check. I'm going to tell them the real. Hell no. They're going to look at that parentheses and say, it's okay to be outside until 12 o'clock. No worries about the hell that's breaking the windows. It won't hurt you at all. And then they'll already be set up for the next broadcast. 20,000 people got killed over hell staying outside longer than they were supposed to. We gave a broadcast and they weren't supposed to be there until 12. But, you know, that's just me being woke. Now, I don't want you to be alarmed, but I am. The only thing that's keeping me safe is the word from our Heavenly Father. Okay? I've been able to see and feel some things that should not be. I don't know what type of new age creatures they trying to create, but our food, our air, our living situation is all programmed. It is just like a matrix. Every little step you take, you are on radar. You're on a radar. Now, people don't want to look at our bodies and see the different things that's in our bodies. It's in my knuckles, you know, it's in the elbows. But if you look real closely at most people's elbows, why is that a dark space? Why is it dark? Have you ever tried to pull off your elbow like that? You'll feel little wires on your elbows, on your knees, on your knees. Why is it dark? You'll feel little wires under your nails. If you pull up under your nails, you'll feel little wires. Your ears, your neck, your back, and especially your arms. Notice everybody fat arms. If you pull on your arms, you'll feel little wires. Okay, every time you go outside, the stuff dropping from the sky is putting more things on your body, creating some type of new breed of humans. And this is no joke, okay? I have been a victim. Now, when the Father say not to be afraid of the arrows by day, what you thought? That was just something in the Bible? We are there, people. In Psalms 91, it says, verse 5 for Psalms 91. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, all the flying saucers, everything that's going on, nor by the arrow that flieth by day. What arrow do you think that our Father was talking about? Because I got shot by a couple of them arrows by day. It shot me from the sky. And once it shot me, it put a band over my arms. And it started to transform my body with all type of different entities inside of me. But it's something that is difficult to talk about because nobody don't want to talk about that. I'm crazy. And the way they did it, it would make it seem like I was crazy. So now I'm walking around here like Chicken Little talking about the sky is falling. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to hear that. But now remember, I use that because just like Chicken Little, while y'all laughing, talking about I'm tripping, the sky was damn falling. So I'm here to tell you. The sky is falling, the sky is falling, okay? Ain't no dodging from this though. The only way for you to be safe from this is to be in your word. Because nothing but the grace of God is keeping me afloat from knowing that things have been shot in me and on me every time I walk outside. To see it on my kids, to see the transformation. If you look at your hands, if everybody look at their hands, and you'll see right here in the palm of your hand, your thumb, your hand used to be all the way open. But now you'll notice your thumb, it's a little piece of meat right there that's connected in the middle of your hand. Like your thumb is closing up. And a lot of people, but nobody ain't worried about it. Try to open your hand. You'll see how many veins, new veins is on your hand. You'll see them. How dark your hand is. Try to pull it. You'll see different things. When coronavirus came, I felt all the planes in the air. And it's little tiny robots that's like the size of a piece of lint. They're the size of a piece of lint that's dropped down. And once they get on your body, it's as if you just have a little bite on you. Now, this side of everybody, you'll notice this little bone right here that's on everybody has become much bigger than it was when you were smaller. The bone is become bigger because that's like the mother lobe. I haven't figured out a way to get it off me because it's difficult to get something off you that's coming every single day. All right. It's also in your food. If you pay attention to your food, you notice you can't keep fruit or vegetables. They don't stay as long as they used to stay because it's fake food. It don't stay as long as it used to stay. It don't even taste the way it used to taste. So on the next segment, I'll be doing the research of the bottled water. Because like I said, this thing's been going on in our life as long as we've been in existence. It's just been a time and a place, and the time has come. Because if you look at the new world that they got set up with the technology, it's like the Jetsons. If you're old enough to remember the cartoon, the Jetsons with the flying, self-flying cars and everything, and they got self-flying planes. That world is not intended for us, people. Google it. Look at the new world that they got set up with the planes that fly themselves, with the cars. They already got a couple of cars out here driving themselves. You think that world is set up for all of us? It's not. It's not even enough oxygen for all of those cars and planes to be flying themselves for all the people that's just sitting up having babies and reproducing. That world is not set up for us. When they pushed that coronavirus button for the reset, that was elimination for us too. That world is not set up for us, people. So it's time for us not only to be woke, but to come together like the animals do. Because animals run in packs and work together. They understand that they're working towards the same cause. They're working towards shelter and they're working towards food. And they work together. If one find it, he bring it back for everybody else so that they eat together or they go and hunt together. But now we living in a time where we got people stashing burgers with everybody hungry. They stashing food. They stashing a box of crackers, holding it back. I would like for us not to focus on the news. People talking about CERN. CERN been around since before you was born. And the movies was set up to get in your mind, to give you a narrative of the things that's going on so you can have something to compare it to. So when the AI start really moving about, then folks can have something to compare it to, like, hey, this like that movie I, Robot with Will Smith, or look at this. This is like this movie. So the movies was already set up so they can train your mind for this little circus that's going on around you. You wouldn't even think about nothing like that if a movie wouldn't have came out and showed you the image. The movies have already gotten your head to show you the images of different scenarios that they can play, and your mind will go into the movie that you seen years ago. Look at this just happening like iRobot. This technology is moving about like this, like that. If you light a lighter, and I tell you this because I do it. You go outside and you light that lighter. You know, like that Simpson dome? There is a dome over us right now. We are living underneath a dome with the fake sun, with the fake weather. You know, it's like all of us is living in the Truman Show. We are all just pieces of a show. A show. You think you living? You think this is supposed to be life? If you light that lighter and you hold it up outside, if you're standing in the right place, you'll see part of the matrix. Just do the test. Don't listen to me. Okay? Do the test for yourself. Go outside with that flame and see if you can catch the glitch. See if you don't see a part of your surroundings that ripple a little bit like it's an ocean. And you're like, what the hell? And you blink it. It didn't used to be like that. But you notice the difference in the air. And if you have pets, look at your pets. Start to study your pets because the pets can see the things that we don't see. See, I can't see all the creepy crawling things that's around me, but I know it's around me. So I just watch my cat. So everybody think the cat is tripping because the cat running around and she chasing stuff and she all on the wall. But the cat is not tripping. It's just that the Lord hasn't allowed my eyes to see what she sees, but it's around us. It's something sitting right next to you right now, right there. But if you watch your animals and watch their eyes just one time and see how they look at things that's going on around you that you're not paying attention to, don't let the television be that dummy tube that it was set up to be. Go back to the old school with your meditation and your prayer and ask our Heavenly Father for a discerning spirit so that you can see through the matrix. Now, I'll be here as long as the Lord bless me with the gift of breath to report to you the things that I find as I continue to study the matrix, because it was a reason why He allowed me to be attacked to share this with you. And I needed it. I needed it because I was stuck and I was not woke. And I was on a path of destruction. And it took something hard to wake me up so that I could pay attention to what's been going on since before time. But when you stay high, when you stay partying, when you stay caught up in this fake life, then you miss out on what's really intended for you to receive from the universe. Well, that time is over now because somebody don't want to be asleep no more. They up. So we got to get up with them. Are you going to be part of the 10,000 that lay by the wayside? Or are you going to be part of the pack that's woke, that's able to stand and give accountability to what's going on around us? This is our time to write what's going on for the next generation because it's going to be wild. And I don't know my place yet, but I know that one day at a time, as long as the Lord bless me with the gift of breath, I will continue to study this matrix, and I'll report to you in hopes that you'll, let me know what you see. Don't believe me. Don't believe me. I'm nothing but cheese on the cracker. Check it out for yourself. Stop getting played. Stop believing that the news is really there for you. The news is you. Look in the mirror, that's the news. When you think about your family, when you think about what are you working for? We think about people that's worked for companies for years and then they just decide to belly up. You think about people that work for their Social Security and then they got to fight for it. You think about all the money that you spend on material items you saved up for, and a week later, they'll cut that damn item down 50% off. And you can't get a rain check on it. But they just charged you an arm and a leg. So since they got the suckers to come in and pay that right now, that's another form of being trained. You work so hard to pay for these items, then it makes you what? Attached. It makes you heartless. It makes you not be generous because you feel like, hey, do you know how hard I had to work for this? So I'm not going to share or give it to somebody that's not working just as hard. They need to go do what I'm doing. Everything in our world has been set up to take us away from our spiritual gifts and the life that our Heavenly Father wants for us. The environment, what Paul told us not to become conformed to, has become just that. I actually, without a religious connection, just from the spirit, had to stop celebrating holidays. Because the holidays, the pagan holidays, are trained to control your emotions. Birthdays. A birthday, we should be giving glory to God for our birthday. For thanking Him for another entire year that He's allowed us to have the gift of breath. We should be giving glory to God for our birthday. But instead, we go out and party for our birthday. Emotional control. If you don't have money on your birthday, it allows you to feel a little downcast. If you have somebody in your life that say they love you, but they can't afford a gift for you for your birthday, then you're feeling some type of way about them. Somebody that's not even truly connected to you, but want a connection to you, they able to slide into your circle around that time. They could slide in with a gift. You don't even fool with that person like that. But it's your birthday. And they got you something. And everybody want to feel special. Everybody wants to feel special. If you got kids and you have those that were not able to buy you a birthday gift, they just gave you love and a prayer, yeah, it's cool. But you still highlight that child that's able to blow you up and make you feel like $1 million. That's how we should be making each other feel every single day. Because tomorrow not promised. I stop with the Christmas. I bless my kids year round. And they know why. Because anytime you got holidays that make people lose their entire family, that is not of God. That's control. Certain times a year, Christmas time, people stealing and acting crazy. You got wives that won't even let their man in the house because they worried about what somebody else think. They got to come with a certain type of gift. You're supposed to be showing love for your wife and your family every day that you have the gift of breath. But you let the world control you for the holidays. The fake Easter, I'm still not even understanding why people keep participating in the resurrection Sunday and a damn Easter egg. And then now they done brought it into the church. And I was a victim when I was younger. I still don't understand what the hell we was doing at that church hunting for eggs. Was that supposed to be the beginning? What was it supposed to be? People make money from food coloring. We coloring all these eggs. Eggs smell. How is that representing Jesus? They stink. But that's a whole nother podcast. All right. Mother's Day, Father's Day. Every day you got the gift of breath. You should be blessing your mother and father, as the pastor say at every funeral. Give me my roses while I can smell them. Because you got people that go to the gravesite who have never given this person a rose when they was able to smell them. Never just popped up and say, hey, I got a little extra change in my pocket today, and I decided to bring you a rose while you could smell it and say, you are blessed. You are someone special. Stop being programmed waiting for somebody to tell you that this is a day that you say that this person is special. You got a significant other, one that work, one that stay home. Every day that you able, you should act like it's their birthday, because we don't know the time of the day. But instead, we got Grandparents' Day. We got Siblings' Day. We got all these days on the calendar. And if you don't have the money, then that person emotionally controlled, feeling some type of way about you. I ain't fooling with her. Now she worked 7 days a week and she couldn't even get me a cupcake or nothing on my birthday. That don't make no sense. That's stupid. But the world is controlling you. You know what I'm saying? You got parents and stuff, like the most prestigious church going folks. If you got 2 kids and one bring a gift and the other one don't, they own that phone with their church family. Yeah, well, Kelly gave me her love. She cheap. She need to get her life together. I guess she didn't have no money for no gift. But now Kay bought me she got me this and she got me that. So the other kid that didn't have no money feeling like crap, you know what I'm saying? But you saved and sanctified. And you talking to your church family about the kid that didn't, who need to get their life together because they couldn't buy you nothing because you feel special. When they need to be making you feel like that every day. You should be showing love every day. I'll call my father. I don't even call on Father's Day, Mother's Day, because I show him love every day that I'm able to show it, because I don't know when my time is coming. I don't wait on birthdays. I try to teach my kids, don't get trained like that. Don't wait till somebody tell you, oh, it's Mother's Day, get her something. I'm mama every day. Every day I'm mama. I'm not getting you nothing for your birthday. I'm purposely not getting you nothing for your birthday because I told you that's the day you need to be saying thank you to Jesus. Yeah, you could turn up and get drunk and have an excuse, but yeah, we can do that 7 days a week if we want to. You could turn up every day. Why you gotta wait till your birthday? You gotta have a reason. You fake. You know what I'm saying? Even you about that life or you not about that life. Don't wait till your fake birthday. You know what I'm saying? Every day you wake up, it could be your birthday. When I was out in the world, I took the whole month. You know what I'm saying? I took the whole month. My birthday in April, I'm taking the month. 30 days. I'm about that life. You know? But when are we going to wake up? When are we going to wake up? There's so much going on in the world. Like I said, unfortunately, somebody lost their life because they put too much mail on a damn Subway sandwich. If you don't see that this world, you know, and then they constantly show the violence to create a racial division on television. You don't need 20 channels to keep showing you the same thing so that you can get trained to seeing that on a regular. And now you're starting to make excuses to why it happened. It happened because we live programmed life, because we're robots. Okay? You got to find a way. You got to figure out, you got to find that whichever area in your body that's got that connection to disconnect you from the matrix, you need to find that so that you can be let loose before they push the big button and you just assemble and start walking. So if we don't wake up and stop thinking that we are so great being the fake humans and maybe think more like an animal and come together, because that's the only thing that divides us from being human is the fact that we're not animal, and work together, watch your pets so that you can see that the things that I'm telling you is not a game. Like I said, we pay to bring you the news. That's the real news. Stop looking at the fake news, the TV. They get paid for that. They get paid. I think laughing is even in their script. They get a check for that. I think after the scene, when they read the news, they even got laugh. And you see that, Bob? That's in the script. They get a check for that. I don't get a check. The other podcasters, they pay. They work and pay to bring you the news. They stress, they go through, they bring you the real news. We are the real news crew. This is the news. The news is what you're dealing with, not what you programmed to see. Look at your pets, your cats, your dogs, even your birds. Pay attention to the animals. If you pay attention to the animals, they'll let you know that it's things in your room that you can't see that's moving around. When you see them moving their head, you know, they're not tripping. Okay? They see the things that you can't see. But if we just relax a little bit and pay attention, we'll realize, stop being conceited and naive. If you really think that in this big old beautiful world that our Heavenly Father made, we the only ones here, you hella conceited. That don't make no sense. You that vain, and you look around and see how everybody treat each other and treat the world, and you think we the only beings here? I don't think so. If we can work on coming together, not because of color, not because of gender, but because of what's right in our wake up, which consists of us releasing ourselves from the program lifestyle. The materialistic items that we work so hard for, that after we purchase go on sale for 50 to 75% off so they could put the next item on there. Shouldn't that have you feeling some type of way? The car that you saved up that they told you that your credit couldn't get you, but somebody else bought it from from the rental car company. the cars that you think that they're making just because of what they think they might need in Mars, instead of knowing that it's a whole club up there, that they balling up there. They've been up there kicking it for a minute. When you build a car, it's because you've been someplace and you see that this is needed. You have to have some type of encouragement to build that car. You have to see and know that this is what you don't build a car for Mars saying, I think that this just might work out as soon as we get this going up here, you know? This car just might be able to do some things up here. Stop! Wake up! You don't do that. You build a car and you set up things for what's already laid down. The foundation is already laid down. You understand me? So let's stop playing games with ourselves and being robots for this petty matrix of a world, taking this out on each other. And let's wake up and assemble as we need to be and prepare for not what's to come, for what's already here. My name is Tabisha Domunique. And like I said, woke is just the half of it. I've been woke, beat down, beat up, and brought back. And the messed up thing is, I started not even to share because I feel like the attack was intended just for me, just so that I can come and share. And that pissed me off because it made me appear to be like a robot, you know, that I was set up to come and share, to be the Chicken Little, to let you know the sky is falling, when everybody that already been hit know that the sky is falling. But because we're not open for change, we're not open for the things that we feel like we've built in our life, please try hard to get away from that. That was the setup. You don't want to look outside the box because you've been building on something. You're building on a foundation that don't even really exist. Stop building and start living through the spirit that our Heavenly Father set for you to live on. Start working together. The people that's homeless is more free than any one of us, and we feel like their underprivilege is so sad for them. They have more of a life than any one of us because we have heirs to keep up. We got appointments. We got people to impress. We got fake holidays. Nobody could break away. Are you bold enough to break away? Are you bold enough not to give your mother or father a gift on Mother and Father's Day because you show love for them every single day that you got the gift of breath and they know that you love them and they're not sitting there looking stupid with their lip hanging out? You know what I'm saying? Are you able to train your people? Because I didn't already train my kids. They know Christmas is dead. You know what I'm saying? Don't even say nothing about the birthday thing, because unless you're giving praise to the Lord for your birthday, you know, you can turn up if you want to, but don't expect it from me. I'm done with that. Because soon as I can't meet that quota, I'm dookie. Soon as I can't meet that quota. So how about let's cancel all those holiday quotas that I'm supposed to be meeting, because I got to meet a quota with my Heavenly Father and work through this matrix. I'd rather work on that instead of these fake holiday quotas that you got set up for me. And I'm telling you, from the youngest to the oldest, Even the schools got them trained. Oh, it's your birthday, this, and that. If you don't come up there with a balloon and then somebody else parent do it, that's why the news and the lifestyle is set up to train you. Because if you decide to be an outcast, then everybody else in the circle around you that's trained, that separates you. That keeps you from being in the pack. Divide and conquer. And just like animals, if you're not in the pack and you're standing alone over here, like this lighter is alone, okay? And say you got a whole pack of cigarettes. Here, cigarettes stand in 10, but you got the lighter alone, all right? Now, the lighter really not worth too much if it's not lighting something, right? But with the 10 cigarettes, you can afford to share. So you could get a light from somebody else and get that cigarette lit. You don't have to have a lighter. All you need is cigarettes. You can get it lit from somebody else. You get it? So if you're that lighter, which myself and my colleagues on this podcast and the rest of the real news, we are that flame. That flame is powerful by itself. You don't need everybody else around to let you know that it's only powerful if it's lighting a cigarette. Because with that fire is multiple opportunity. Not only can I burn you, I can create a torch. I can put some other things with it. I can melt some stuff and bend some stuff and fold some stuff. If you know what to do with that flame, it's more powerful than that stick that you want me to light for you. Because that's not what it's for. I'm not just here to light a torch. I'm here to set it off. You understand? My name is Tabisha Domunique. And you have now just been tuned into Woke. Kind of went on a rampage a little bit because as I'm introducing you to being woke, I'm waking up too. You know what I'm saying? And we woke together. It's not just good enough to be woke, because we could be woke watching the ship sail, just waiting for the water to hit our damn neck. We got to come together and do something about it. So leave a message, chime in, start paying attention to your environment, start tapping into your spiritual gifts and ask for discerning spirit. Start watching your pets because they're there for a reason. They'll let you know about things that you can't see. You need their eyes to be your eyes. And let's see how we can conquer what's been set up to destroy us. We got to come together and we need to move quick because it ain't nothing new. It's just then became stronger. It's been here. It's just gained strength. And while our strength has been diminished and us separated, because divided we stand, together. Together we stand, divided we fall. And that's why the news and the other scenarios have been set up to keep us separated. Remember coronavirus? They had a number. They had snitches talking about, oh, you can't have more than a certain amount of people in the house. If they don't live there, you can't gather. Ain't no more gathering. Because gathering creates strength, creates power with your spirit, with your minds, with your thought. You got one person that had tissue. You had one person that had meat. You had one person that had water. Gathering, togetherness creates survival. So they had to split that up. And they created a narrative for you to be afraid. So all it took is one person be like, party over. Party was over. And still right now today, I promise you, still, and I'm not even with the coronavirus scare, but I've been on the phone with people coughing to where I'm like, oh, hell no. I wanted to get off the phone like something was going to come through the phone. Like, bruh, you all right? You sure you all right over there? Well, you looking at the phone like, bruh, dang, let me pray for you. Why? Because they created a scare tactic of something so simple. People do, you could cough from water going down the wrong pipe. You could cough from chewing gum. You cough from laughing. You know, you can cough from something that you ate the night before that you was talking too fast and the spit brought a little bit up and you cough. Next thing you know, you look at the news, you had a little cough, you're claiming the virus, you're dead. We got to stick together, people. Ain't no more going to the hospital like that. Ain't no more of that. We have everything we need to heal and protect one another. Because now when you go to the hospital, can't nobody go with you. What the hell is that? I'm not going to the hospital. You can stab me 12 times and say coronavirus. You can't view the body. We got to burn it. You don't know what the hell happened to me. Because with the virus, you can't even view the body. They burning it. Oh, they had the virus. No questions. And because you train, it's like, oh, wow. I did hear them coughing like last week. I was wondering, like, you already played into it. They give you a little check and you keep it moving. Next victim. So you want to deal with process of elimination, or you want to be woke and be bold enough to stand up and be that lighter and be that flame, then let's get together, and not literally, okay? Because I'm not promoting violence, but it's time for us to set it off. It's time for us to stand like the human animals that we are. And the eyes that's in me, because it's something in me, where my eyes are not my eyes. While I'm seeing, something else is seeing in me. I need glasses now. Because something in me is trying to see what I'm seeing too. We both trying to see. So since I got to double up on this extra person or being trying to take over my body, then, I need to double up and come together with the rest of the human animals. And let's get this pack together and figure out who gonna run it. Because it's only gonna be able to be one person in this body. And I'm working on it being me. Blessings to everybody. Be woke.